Part 33. The KLO Unit. The telephone rang in the middle of the night. "What did you say, sir? Really? But he's not here now. Let me give you his cell phone number." I put down the phone and tilted my head. "Honey, there is an uncommon occurrence. The government is going to offer my father a reward. I can't believe it. The government is offering pensions, 65,000 won a month, to Korean War veterans. I told him my father had never been in the Korean Army. Listening to my words, he started yelling at me. He is the director of the Ganghwa KLO Veterans Association, and they made a war memorial." I tilted my head and yawned. I thought the tale of bravery my father talked about was exaggerated, but it was true. I thought maybe my father moderately modified it after watching the movie Unit 8240. I heard him talk to his drinking pals and tell them about his experiences at the guerrilla camp, but I did not think he would be the one to do such a brave thing. My father said he had infiltrated the enemy-occupied area and was surrounded by North Korean troops while sleeping in the middle of the night at a private house. Several North Korean soldiers approached the yard. I was very keen. I heard a low noise outside, so I woke one of my fellow soldiers up quietly, and we escaped through the back door together. We hid in the adjacent hill, and we held a grenade in our hands and kept our tensions high. At that time, he fell asleep and dropped the grenade, and we almost died. I react quickly, as you know, so I caught it before the grenade hit the ground. When the day broke, we escaped the area, but all the soldiers who could not get out were shot dead by North Korean soldiers. I had been through dangerous areas and was close to dying many times when I was doing that infiltration. We did not have enough food, so I ate everything in sight. During my mission, I got dysentery and had bloody stool. I don't even want to think about it. I thought my father had made up stories to get into men's conversations. I actually thought that he was good at lying. I was ashamed of my father, who was always bragging in public. Even if he said out loud that he was such a nice person, he was not trusted or respected by anyone. In the past, I enjoyed watching the movie Unit 8240, which starred famous actors Kim Ji-mi and Choi Moo-rong. How interesting the movie was. I could not believe my father was a member of the KLO Unit 8240. Recently, an elder from the KLO unit gave an interview to a monthly magazine. The KLO soldiers wore mostly North Korean military uniforms, without military service numbers or ranks. We carried some machine guns that were used by North Korean soldiers. On a given mission, a small squadron of troops on a wooden boat infiltrated enemy lines and operated for days. When we finished our mission, we returned home on a wooden boat at the time set by the troops before their departure. He said there was only a 20% or 30% chance that they would come back at that time. The U.S. military had classified the KLO unit as a second-class military secret. In 1984, 30 years after the end of the Korean War, the U.S. military declassified it. The Korean government did not recognize their activities as military service in the past. So, after the end of the Korean War, many KLO soldiers re-enlisted in the army. After the war, most of them had not been able to identify themselves as members of the KLO unit for a while. It was because there were many negative opinions about the secret agents being sent to the North Korean military area. I understood my father when I realized that the reason for his medical condition started with the war. There is a history hall within the command of the Special Forces in Seoul, where a plaque reads, "Heroes without military service number," and "Make the impossible possible." They proudly state, "Unit 8240, the foundation of the Special Forces." I did not know my humble father had such patriotism.